So in yesterday's video we told you that our computer charger cord was broken, and so we're not able to edit videos on our nice computer, on our our ideal editing program. And I'm not really willing to use the YouTube editor. I don't really know how to use it well. And so today you're gonna get about a 5-minute slice of my unedited life. I'm gonna show you just a few things. It's been a beautiful, windy, sunny, and cold day. And I'm so happy that the cold weather has returned. Right now I'm going up to give the chickens some water. Hey everybody, Donald has knocked over the water again. Hey Donald, hey ducks. Today has been a really great day. We had friends over for several hours, and Drew, who's been in our videos before, helped me build a brooder, which I'll show you in a minute, so we can get our chicks out of the cramped little swimming pool. One reason that the cold weather excites me is that I've been meaning to seed our pastures with some clover, and I'm going today to do something called frost seeding. And frost seeding is where you scatter clover seed over your pastures before a string of cold days and nights. And the freezing ground actually cracks and lifts and moves, and it allows the clover seed to come in enough contact with the soil that it will germinate and grow. Now, I think it's going to be cold enough to do this. I think I'm going to have enough cold nights. Why would you put clover? Actually, I'm going to start scattering seed here. Why would you sow your pastures with clover? Well, there's a couple reasons. One, clover provides a great source of protein that grass just doesn't have in it. So I'm seeding this bottom section with clover, and that's going to improve the quality of grazing for our goats. There's another reason though that you might put clover out in your pastures, and that is clover is a nitrogen binder. And what that means is clover actually takes nitrogen out of the atmosphere and it fixes it onto little nodules on the roots. And this clover seed, I'll show it to you here. This clover seed is actually inoculated with bacteria that work with the clover and cause the clover to bind more nitrogen on its roots. So clover, beans, peas, all of these are nitrogen fixers, and they all will help improve your soil and improve your pasture quality. Such a beautiful day. I've been wanting to do this for a while. It's kind of an experiment, and I meant to do it, several weeks ago, but just didn't have the time. I will tell you, if you want to do this in your pastures, I've read about it quite a bit. It is ideal to mow or graze your pastures very short before doing it. It reduces competition for the new clover plants. But I'm not doing that because there's a lot of things in life that I want to get perfectly right, and this isn't one of them, and I just don't have time to mow today. So I'm just seeding this area without mowing it short. But if you want to do it in the most ideal way, you should mow your pasture short and then plant your clover seed, and that just cuts down on the competition for the clover. I'm only doing the lower portion of this pasture here, and I'm not using a spreader. I'm spreading it by hand so it won't be perfectly even, but I don't care. It's going to improve the quality of this pasture. Clover is a biannual, so if there's no natural reseeding that occurs, you'll have basically 2 years of clover crop. But if it does reseed, you can potentially have clover for years in your pasture. Drew also helped me with something else that's great. He has just a great mind, a great brain between his ears, and I had him help me kind of pick our layout with our fences and our apple trees, and it was really helpful to have a second person to bounce stuff off of, and I really appreciate him being willing to do that. It's great to have someone else's eyes on your project and someone else's brain. You know, I can kind of get to a point thinking by myself where I'll just think of myself into a corner. I'm still throwing this clover seed out. I've got about 3/4 of it out. You know, this is actually kind of a cool opportunity to do an experiment. I've wanted to do this experiment for a while, which is shoot some YouTube videos that are totally unedited. And so I'm kind of being forced into it right now. Because of our technology situation, we're not able to edit on that other computer because the battery's dead, and it takes hours to upload videos, it takes hours to edit them. And I have a cord for that computer coming in the mail, so we should get it on Monday. We should be back on track Monday with our regular, you know, high quality edited videos. But until then, you'll have to just put up with this unedited content. And I'm sorry I'm right in your face, but I can't hold this clover bucket any further from me. We've got asparagus roots that we're gonna put in the ground later this week. Well, actually it'll be next week. And then we're gonna get peas in the ground next week as well. Also a few greens. And I have apple trees. My first planting of apple trees is should be next week because I have them in the mail, and I'm really excited about that. I'm gonna head down here to the barn and just show you this brooder that Drew and I worked on. So the brooder is just a big box, and it's a place that your chicks can stay completely protected with a heat lamp for just a couple weeks until they're old enough to be put out into a pasture or onto grass. And I wanted to go ahead and build a big one, so I did. It's right here. This is a 4 foot by 8 foot box, plywood sides. It has no bottom. It will go in one of our sheds on cardboard. It'll have wood shavings inside of it, and then this lid here, which is not attached yet, the lid will have hardware cloth or chicken wire on it and hinges, and it'll give the chickens plenty of room in there. I went ahead and built this pretty big because I want to be able to do, you know, 50, 60. I might be able to get away with 100 in here, probably in the 50, 60 range, just for 2 or 3 weeks. Is more realistic. So that's that. All right, folks. Thanks for joining us today, and thanks for putting up with this kind of totally different content. One shot, one take, and one little YouTube video. you get to hear how I really talk normally. I edited out some of my uhs, ahs, pauses, but this is the real me. We appreciate you watching. Y'all have a great day, and we will see you in tomorrow's video.